Lynk Co absolutely banged it out of the park in the early days. Early entry to the EU with their PHEV and hybrid models. But there hasn't been much beyond that. And we know PHEV or hybrid is the gateway drug into EVs. But I want to find out, is this too little too late? Or have they really got a chance in the EV game? My name's Elliot Richards, and this is the Lynk Co Z10. So Lynk Co, why now? Why are we going from hybrid to electric? Well, as we know, gateway drug into electric, and Lynk Co customers have had nowhere to go to, but that is until now. Now, I'm not sure a 5-metre long super saloon is everyone's cup of tea, but I want to find out if it's my cup of tea. Now let's start with the exterior, because this is a very different looking car from old Lynk Co models of the past. And finally, the design language between Zeekr and Lynk Co is tearing apart like a piece of Velcro, which is a good thing. And if that's a dramatic metaphor, then in the press release, they call this exterior aerodramatic. And I love that word. And you can see here, it's a very bold statement from the company. Lots of Zeekr, Lynk Co influences kind of merging together, but you can see this is going in a very distinct other direction. It looks amazing from the front. I love this LED strip down here. I love the subtlety of this, bringing a little bit of Zeekr 009, but distinctly very much a Lynk Co product. Lovely. And what's more, this car has a drag coefficient of less than 0.2 CD. Now, at 0.198 CD. I mean, what EV is over 2 CD these days? This really shows a new design direction. The more companies are focusing on the important parts of efficiency, like aerodynamics and how much you'll get out of your battery pack. But what is really important is how this is a kind of Sino-European design. Now, this is a design that works in European markets, and it also works in the Chinese market. Not many automakers have managed to fuse those two together, but if you look at the proportions of this, I can see this appealing to Hans in Sweden and Mr. Wang in Shanghai. But first of all, the size of this. This is just over 5 meters long, just under 2 meters wide, and it has a 3-meter wheelbase. So this is definitely the premium end of the market, the luxury sedan. And all the features in here, I think, are going to filter down to other smaller models in the future. This is the Z10, so there might be a Z9, Z8, Z7, Z2, whatever. I don't know at the moment, but I want to see some of this design language, some of these features filtering down. The next thing I want to talk about is this active aero. Now, I love active aero, not because it just looks really cool. I feel like I'm a Le Mans racer. I can say, oh, I've got active aero. But actually, it really does help with the drag coefficient number of this car. Now, it goes up to 15 degrees angle over 70 kilometers an hour and goes down again at under 30 kilometers an hour. Really helps with that saying in the PR press release, the aerodramaticism. Now, of course, we haven't had the chance to drive this yet. This is just a preview media and customer session. So we do know this, it's got 800 volt architecture. Yes, that's a good thing. So this gets 570-ish kilometers of range in just 15 minutes. Incredible, if you can find the right charger. This 0 to 60 miles an hour speed is 3.5 seconds, so plenty fast enough. I'm sure it's going to have a dual motor and a single rear motor version. That's me guessing, that's not confirmed. But I think this is going to be quite fun to drive. All that European driving knowledge plus the Chinese tech is going to be a really good mix. Now, I like Lynk Co because they think about drivers and making exciting driving cars. Look at the Lynk Co 03 plus TCR plus something. But they know how to make a proper driver's car with a good seat and a good seating position for the driver. In here, they carried over some of that magic, and I feel it just feels right already. Of course, I'm not driving it at all, but the whole feeling, the atmosphere in here of holding this steering wheel, where the pedals are, it just feels spot on. Now, obviously, we don't know until we drive it if it's actually any good, but so far, it looks to be in the right position. In terms of tech and the screen, now Lynk Co Geely sometimes get it really right, sometimes miss it by about 10%, but in this car I feel like they've got it right. This is using the NVIDIA Orin X chip. I don't really understand that. It means it's very fast and very good. And it's using their Fly Me OS operating system. I think this is part of that OS from the phone company that Geely bought, I think about a year ago from now. But this just feels very natural, a great size, and just easy to use. I've just sat in the car and I already know where I'm going in the menus. Maybe I've sat in too many Geely cars, but it just feels right to me at the moment. It does feel a bit big though. The numbers and things on this screen seem a little bit big, like I'm a 60-year-old man who can't quite see over his glasses at what he's looking at. Probably can be adjusted. Don't have enough time to adjust it, but it's all there. Very nice and easy to use system, very fast, very responsive, and using some of that mobile phone user experience, which we all are familiar with and are used to using. In front of me, I have a heads-up display, which is really good, showing me my speed, 0 kilometers an hour. But then I've got a lovely little screen here. Now in here, they've got something called Bridge Link secondary display, meant to feel like a fighter jet pilot or something in a cockpit. Yes, I do get some of that feeling in here. What I really want to cover is the materials, but we'll speak about that in the back. In here, there's no piano black. Geely are learning that piano black is the worst material known to mankind. I do have lovely touch buttons. That is a humongous thing in there. I got my fragrances in there. This one is Emerald Dawn. Bet that smells nice. This one is Sleepless City. That got lots of caffeine in it, keeps you awake at night, and I've dropped that one. Azure Sky. Very optimistic. Now I can't get that one back in. They feel like little lipsticks. Couple of chargers down here, 60 watts, 27 watt charger. Another useful cup holder there. Phone charging up here, lovely materials. Metally, fingerly, touchy things, and the speakers, and a lovely LED strip, but not just a strip, designed patterns around here, which looks really, really good. Now the dash does feel quite high. Maybe I just need to adjust my seat. Okay, so the rear is really where the magic happens for me, and Geely are fast becoming one of my favorite brands for getting comfort just right. They've got the Zeekr 009, the LEVC L380. Those seats are beyond comfortable, and I feel they've brought some of that into the Z10, because I sat in here and it's seriously like 1980s Mercedes comfort levels. I'm not joking. It's seriously like my bum is very squidgy and soft right now. It's fantastic. The seating position is great. I've got 260 mils of legroom in front of me, and I've got about 950 mils of space here. So someone up to about 1.9 meters tall can sit in here in comfort. But that's not all. The seats all have ventilation, all have heating, but most importantly, all have massage. This seat has massage functions. It's got like 9 different modes and 3 different intensity levels, from Bruno the boxer punching you in the back to a gentle tickle on the soft of your back. This has it all in both rear seats, and that's another level of sophistication that I think the Z10 brings to the market. But what I want to talk about is what's in the door. Speakers. It's got 23 speakers, and why is that important? Let me show you. Now the sound in here is important, I've been told. This has 23 Harman Kardon speakers. Okay, you might say, but it's got 1,600 watts of power. The last time I saw a car with 1,600 watts of power was Barry's Renault Clio in the back of Max Power magazine in about 2003. So it's great to see Barry Saxo's heritage in this car here. I'd love to show you the panoramic sound in here, but I'm going to get copyright striked. But basically this has got something called Wanos. It's been designed by a sound engineer. You know, it's going to sound phenomenal. It's going to sound out of this world, like you're in a concert hall. I wish I could show you, but just believe me when I say it's pretty epic. You know, one of the best things about this is that there's another European EV offering in the market, which I think is a good thing. But what I really care about is how much of a challenge this continues to set for legacy EVs. Again, another really big threat from a fairly well-established automaker in the European market. Can't wait to see how it does later in the year.